Good evening. A warm welcome for our second episode on success mantras for small and medium businesses. I'm sure you found value in the previous live session. In case you haven't watched it as yet or you want to access my other videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. The link is provided below. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever heard someone saying that running a business is easy? No. Why do you think so? Because it takes a lot of practice to attain that self discipline and determination to even develop a thought process of handling a small business's problems and challenges. Many have overcome this hardship of business challenges and adapted a lifestyle of an entrepreneur. If you're one of them, trust me that you have already started to make a huge difference in this world. Being a small business owner is not a simple game to play, but it's in the long run filled with unexpected hurdles. It is a lifetime of constant tension and pressure. But when rightly managed, there's an enormous reward waiting ahead. And this is what we call the opportunities that India 2.0 is presenting. We all want to take the status of our small business to a large firm. But to do that, you have to learn to take those growing pains because that's what entrepreneurs do. You'll have to know and plan to counter these business challenges in order to grab those flying dream of yours. We have had a look at multiple business problems faced by small businesses and entrepreneurs, where you can take definite action and conquer them. Today, during this session, we will talk about two of them. Let me start with the story. A very interesting thing happened last evening. I was with a client of mine who is in the manufacturing of power transmission equipments in Mumbai. We have just about started the coaching session. And the great thing about this group is that they are hungry for growth. We were talking to them about how to increase the revenues in the next 12 months. Having gone through a downturn, we're looking at the next 12 months now. And the answer that I got from them was so similar to the answers that I get from a lot of business owners. He said, Moloy, we need to focus on sales. We need to push sales to generate revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, focusing on sales is an absolutely fantastic way of increasing the revenue, provided. And this is what most small and medium owned business owners are missing. And these are some of the problems that we have discussed today. As a business owner myself, I'm going to share with you the secret for abundance. Most business owners focus on the revenue, and there's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in focusing on your top line. But sometimes focusing on the top line or revenue becomes a function of ego. Greater the top line, more the ego satisfaction. And I want you to take a step backwards and ask, why did we start the business? Was it to satisfy our ego? Or was it to satisfy my customer and through that make money, which will improve my lifestyle? And also, in many cases, for many of us, also increase that ability to give back more to society. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen a lot of businesses in the quest to make that bigger and higher top line. Because everywhere we see 1,000 crore company, 100 crore company, a 500 crore company. In that quest of achieving that big number, we have all forgotten the basic premise for business. And the basic premise for business, ladies and gentlemen, is the following: sales is equal to vanity. It's fantastic sitting on an aircraft or in an airport or with friends and families and telling them that I have a 50 crore business, or I have a 75 crore business, or I have a 100 crore business. But the point I want you to think through now is that whether vanity is going to sustain my business. Am I going to focus only on the top line and defocus from everything else? Is vanity going to feed my family? Is vanity going to feed the families of my employees? Is vanity going to ensure that I have a sustainable, commercial, profitable business 10 years from now? Or should I change my way of thinking? Or should you change your way of thinking and start focusing on profitability of your organization? That how strong an organization am I in as a business? I may be a 10 crore business, but if I have a net profit of 20%, it makes much more sense for me to have that business rather than have a business of 80 crores and a 1% net profit. But ladies and gentlemen, let's also again step back and say, is profit the reason for my business? Is profitability a reason for my business only? Am I going to look at a piece of paper and ask myself, how profitable is my business? Because profit, what it does, it gives a sense of sanity. That we are in a right frame of mind saying, my business is not only big, my business is not only large, my business is also profitable, and I am not a loss-making entity. Somewhere down the line, it also gives you a sense of satisfaction that you are not part of that vast majority of organizations which can't seem to make a profit. So being a profitable organization is absolutely a must. But the only reality, ladies and gentlemen, is what is the cash that you're able to generate from your business? That is the only reality in business. I may be a 1 crore business, but if I'm able to take home 20, 30 lakhs, it's much better than having a business which is a 80 crore business and struggling for cash. And the questions that I'm going to ask you today is, when was the last time you had a look at your cash flow? We spoke last time about the importance of having a predictable cash flow, the importance of having a rolling 12-month cash flow, being able to see the visibility of that cash flow in the future. Because your investment planning, your expense planning, your hiring plan, your marketing plan, everything should come out of that cash flow. It should not be coming out of that, how much money do I have end of the month in my bank balance? Not a passbook. It's investment cannot be ever a function of your passbook or your bank statement. Investment has to be a function of the predictability of the cash that your business is generating. So when did the last time did you have a look at your cash flow? Or do you have a 12-month rolling cash flow? If not, ladies and gentlemen, please start with it. If somebody of you have it, fantastic, congratulations. When was the last time we had a look at the progress that we are making from collecting money from our customers? We all have this column everywhere written, accounts receivable, DSOs, daily sales outstanding. When did we as an organization sit together and say, what are we doing about it? It's my money. The customer has bought the product, has bought the service, he's utilizing it for his either consumption or for conversion for something else. But when am I going to get my money out of it? 2 days back, somebody was telling me, sir, we give additional 2% discount for getting my money in either advance or in 30 days. Do I have to give additional discount to get my money back? Is this how we are going to run a business? When was the last time you had a look at your cash gap or your inventory? In most businesses, when we do a trend analysis, and this is out of the multiple years of experience of looking at business owners and looking at their cash flow statements and their outstanding, when we do a trend analysis of how their daily sales outstanding has progressed, invariably we see the graph going up in any 3-year period. The number of days outstanding has gone up year after year. Businesses seems to have defocused from collections. It's all about selling. It's all about that top line. Either they're chasing sales or they've forgotten that the sales is incomplete till money is collected, or people have simply become lazy. We have given up. And I see in so many organizations, not only small and big, medium businesses, but in large corporations, where salespeople are absolutely immune to the DSOs. The only people who seem to be affected are the finance department because they're not getting the money. Very few business owners also, unfortunately, actually don't understand the concept of cash gap. In 90% of the business owners that I talk to, when I ask them about what is your cash gap, the only thing that I get is a blank look. Now let's look at this cash gap, which is extremely critical for your business. You would buy components from your vendors, which you would then use in your manufacturing process to convert to finished goods, which is then sold to your end customer. When you buy a product or a component from your vendor, whatever credit lines he has given you, there is a day when you have made that payment to your vendor. But the component that you have bought from the vendor is probably still either in your uh, raw materials warehouse, or it's in the conversion process, or in the finished good warehouse, or at the customer side. These are the only 4 places that that component can be in. But when you look at the cash gap is the period from when you have paid off your vendors till the time you have recovered the final product price, which includes that component from your end customer. What is that period? You may have paid off, you may have got your product as on 1st of July, for example, from your vendor. He has given you a 30 days credit. So you have paid off him on 31st of August. But as of 31st August, the product is still in the conversion phase. So the conversion gets completed by 1st of September. Your customer may or may not buy it immediately. But assume that the customer buys it immediately as on 1st of September. You go and sell to the customer, and you have given a customer a 30 days credit, which can sometimes go to 45 days. But let's assume 30 days. So you're going to get the product price only on 1st of October. You have paid your vendor as on 31st of August. So your cash gap is the entire month of August, entire month of September, and the entire month of October. 90 days is your cash gap. How can you reduce the cash gap? What are we doing to ensure that either I have better planning or better selling so that my cash comes in immediately? Would you believe it that a company like Dell has a 2-day inventory turnover? Gets them, installs it, sells it to the customer. And even if the customer gives them a 30-day credit, His entire cash gap is only 32 days, of which he may take a credit line from the vendor. What are we doing? We may not reach that 2 days. I'm sure none of us can reach that 2 days. But what are we doing to reduce that 90 days to say 45 days or 60 days? Where is the gap? Is the gap in our planning? Is the gap in our inventory management? Is the gap in selling? Where is the gap? Ladies and gentlemen, please understand this is quicksand. With no cash in hand, your business is sinking. You're increasing your DSO, you're increasing your cash gap. It is putting a huge amount of pressure on your cash flows. You may be a profitable company on paper, but you're also an unhealthy organization. Just imagine a business which is cashed out for working capital. From where do you get the money? Only two sources. Either bringing money from your personal assets, which is by depleting your personal wealth, or by taking additional loans from banks. But these loans need to be serviced. Interest rates have to be accounted for. Interests have to be accounted for. Is this not putting an additional pressure on your cash flow? If you don't focus on these areas, ladies and gentlemen, we are running the risk of closure. Let's not get into it. You are all fantastic business owners. You're extremely passionate about your business. You have extremely strong technicians. You understand your product and your business like nobody else's business. But none of you should end up like what my client told me about a couple of months back. She told me, Moloy, we are a profitable organization, but our entire profits are either stuck in accounts receivables or inventory. And not only we don't get to see cash, sometimes we have to bring cash from our personal funds to meet the working capital requirements. Ladies and gentlemen, we all should grow. I'm not saying stop at 1 crore. If you are at 1 crore, focus at 10 crores. If you're at 10 crores, focus at 25 crores. If you're at 25 crores, focus at 50 crores. If you're at 50 crores, focus at 100 crores. If you're at 100 crores, focus at 500 crores. But let's also get our business priorities right. Before focusing only on sales, it is important that we get our house in order in terms of accounts receivable, in terms of cash gap, in terms of inventory management. And my humble submission to all of you is, in this year, in this fiscal, set a clear objective between yourself and your team about how can we reduce each of these three components by 3 days. Don't overstretch, but look at 3 days over the past FY. Over the past FY, can we reduce by 3 days? And you will see the huge difference it makes into your business, especially when cash is starved. The second problem that I want to talk to you about is marketing. Proper marketing or lack of proper marketing is a major business problem that is that is faced by most business owners. When you have started your business, you have not been provided with a notebook explaining the A to Z's of market and marketing strategy. None of us have got a ready-made structure because no institution in this world tells a business owner how to market. It is really important for us to consider our marketing and our marketing strategy from the amount of competition we have out there, as they are also multiplying and they are outnumbering our expectations, and they will continue to do it. You need to learn marketing in order to let people know that you exist and you're here to solve their problems. Remember what we spoke last time? A business owner's primary responsibility is not to sell, but to be a solution provider to others. The moment we make that mindset shift, our business is on a different orbit altogether. But the challenge that comes up especially during the downturns that we are going through, is many small and medium business owners are extremely cash strapped. We don't have cash. Let's accept it. We have not sold. The businesses have been shut down for 3 months. We still have to pay a lot of fixed costs. Our sales are near zero. Our costs are still high. And we are running out of cash. So, cash preservation and cost cutting is on the top of mind of most business owners or nearly all business owners, and which is a reality. There's no running away from that fact that we need to be preserving cash and also looking at where should we cut costs. The challenge is for most business owners, marketing is a cost and not an investment. During one of the forthcoming sessions of Facebook Live, we will talk about how marketing is an investment and how you should be able to measure the outcome of each rupee or dollar spent. But that's a different topic altogether, and we'll address it in one of our sessions. But for today, let's think about a situation where most business owners are thinking about marketing as a cost and not an investment. And when the mindset is such, the easiest thing for them to do is cut the marketing expenses. That's the easiest thing to do because the impact that you get is immediate. The so called unproductive expenses have been reduced, your cash flow has improved, cash is being seen in the system, and it is smiles all around. But let's look at it from a long term perspective. Business owners are reducing their marketing expenses, which is in turn over time leading to a reduction in the communication that is going out from your organization and the visibility of the organization in the marketplace. The customers who may not be buying today, but they're still out there revolving around your business, are seeing less and less of your brand presence in the market. And especially in situations where competition has not reduced, they see more of competition and less of you. And the thoughts start creeping into the mind is, has the company closed down because of COVID? Does the brand still exists? And because of what we are, we cannot pick up the phone and call XYZ and ask him, how is your business? Has it shut down? Because I don't see your product. We don't do that. And we make assumptions. So as customers, we make assumptions about our vendors and our suppliers. And over time, when you consistently keep on cutting down the marketing costs, it goes back to the age old adage, out of sight, out of mind. People now are no longer missing you because people have forgotten about your product. And ladies and gentlemen, when times change, which it certainly will do, when the customers are ready to buy, whose product do you think they will buy? They will buy that product which is in their TOMA, top of mind awareness. And believe me, because you have cut down your marketing expenses, marketing budgets, your product is certainly not in the TOMA of your customer. For a short term gain, you have killed the long term proverbial golden goose. Now you don't not only have to spend much more money to regain your customers who have already transited to a competitor brand, but now your customer acquisition costs become extremely high because you have to now go back and kind of start from zero. Dear business owners, whatever you do, I know these are tough times and we have to take exceptional actions. But whatever you do, please don't cut corners with your marketing. There will be times when the environmental conditions are not conducive, but things will turn around. And the only thing that is going to help you regain your customers is the amount of time, energy, money that you're spending on marketing now. Today, we are focused on two primary challenges that business owners have. These are problems that every business owner is facing, the money and the marketing. In our subsequent Facebook Live, we'll keep on talking about the other challenges. So please subscribe and keep watching this channel, as every Friday at 6 p.m., I will continue to share with you success mantras for small and medium businesses. Also, if you want to know how you and I can together transform your business and fulfill your dreams, please click on the link mentioned below and you can directly contact me. Till we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, next Friday, same time, same place. Have a fantastic weekend and a profitable week ahead. Thank you.